and action. Well, thank you for showing up. Today, we're going to be talking about CMA and the steps that I usually do when somebody calls in and say, hey, Caesar, I would like to sell my house. And I was saying earlier, most people that own a property, they have an idea. Remember, they get mail, they get postcards, they get letters, they get all kinds of communications from other real estate agents that are either trying to get a listing or they're making offers. You know, there's a lot of people that in the Southern California area that send out postcards saying, I like to buy your house, no escrow, no title, no agent, no whatever. And they do a tremendous amount of soliciting that way. So that's part of our competition. The other competition will be the Zillows, the Trulias, the Redfins, the other real estate players that are out there. And we need to be aware that they are other real estate people out there that may or may not do business the way we do business, right? Also want to remind you that we are a retail real estate company. I mean, we list a home to sell it for the most money in the open market. So the more exposure that we generate for a house, the better that our clients will be. At least that is our belief. There are other people that always like to be in the shadows of the market, off market, foreclosures, all kinds of those information. And you know, if you want to pursue that, that's a different direction that you can pursue. I always tell people that the real estate field is so big, so wide. I mean, that that is very hard to know everything. There is a lot of people doing foreclosure business, notice of default, and they go directly to the clients. And there's a lot of people that go to probate courts and they go to bankruptcy courts and they buy real estate that is in bankruptcy court. But we are helping, you know, Betty and Bob buy their property, and Sally and Sam sell their property, and we do it with utmost integrity, with making sure that we follow the real estate law. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about CMA. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go to a whole bunch of places. This is not a big formal class that I have a whole syllabus, but I go and explain to you guys. This is sharing my screen, and I am going to go right on the internet. And the first place that I check, and I'm just going to come up with an address, okay? Right next to my neighborhood, there is a property, maybe 1604 Chapel. I do not know if that property exists. It may be the corner, but I'm going to go to 1604 Chapel in Alhambra, California. And I usually will go to the Google. And number one is going to tell me that this house is, you know, very close to Coldwell Banker George Realty. I hope you're seeing my screen. And then it will tell me Redfin has that property. So let me click on that property on Redfin. Number one is tell me that that property is off the market. So I know that it's not for sale. But look at it. Redfin, which is a real estate company, gives her a market price, right, of between 958 and 1,060,000, right? From 958, so that's a big range of you know, $60,000+, which is almost like a 5% difference. So I go to my notes and I put Redfin believe that this house is 958 to 1,060,000, right? And then I take a quick look at the properties, right? Some of them are comparables. The property at 1809 sold for 820. The one on Commonwealth served 721. And I take a look at the market. Look at it, in 2016, it was going up and up and up, and it down for one weekend and down a little bit, but it goes up and then it goes down a little bit. And I'm pretty sure that this is where it is in 2021, right? They're giving you an estimate. Okay. Let me admit somebody here. Then I go back. And if I go back, I look at realtor.com and I click on the same address, 1604 Chapel, right? And guys, I know that some of you are very analytical in your thinking, right? And real estate is not an exact science. Real estate is an art, right? Value or beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? So this property in realtor.com, it shows that it is 1,400,000. Ay, 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 did I check on the same house? Yeah, look at it, 1604 Chapel. They have this, and I, you know what? I'm going to probably change it because it says here 12 bedrooms, so it must be like an apartment property. Unfortunately, look at it. It shows only 1,200 square feet. Something wrong. So let me find another property because it's giving me crazy stuff. So let me go back to my original Google address, and I am gonna check for 1608 South Geranio. These ones are very close to the office. And I used to be my farm area. I didn't go far. So this one, Zillow, right? So you go to Zillow on this property on Geranio, and it tells you there is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and it tells you that this property is it's for there is a price. Look at it. It gives you an estimate of 811. So if we looked at this property, it tells you $811,000, 532. Okay. And I go back. Then I go to Redfin for this. Oh, we don't have Geranio there. It gives me Granada, give me Almanzor, 1608 Geranio. This is another one, right on Geranio. Okay. And on this one, it gives me, it's not giving me a price. Okay. So through people search. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is the following. After I go to that Zillow, I'm going to go to Trulia myself, right? I go to Trulia, and on Trulia, I would put the property and see if it asks me to 1608 Geranio in Alhambra. Okay. Oh, it gives me the same value. So Zillow and Trulia are in the same category. Okay. Remember that a CMA, a market analysis, is just an opinion of value. The same thing will be with an appraiser. An appraiser is just an opinion of value. This one also tells me that that house is off market, that is not listed, and I like to do that. I am going to go to Redfin, right? Redfin, which is also a platform and a real estate company as well. So I go to Redfin, and I'm gonna put here on the address bar the address, 1608 Geranio in Alhambra, California. And Redfin also tells me that it is off market, and Redfin is giving me an estimate between 751 000 and 877. What a big, it's like throwing a dart in the night, between 750 and 877, $100,000 of difference. Can you imagine? So no wonder why people are so confused as to, yeah, my house is worth 900,000 when in reality probably it's only worth 750. Okay. I told you that I was gonna go to realtor.com. Okay, so be writing these websites, the Zillow, www.zillow.com. The other one was Trulia, www.trulia.com. The other one was www.redfin. This one is www.realtor.com. Realtor.com, we put the same address, right? 1608 Geranio in Alhambra, and it gives us the property, 831. Okay, realtor.com tells us that this property is worth 831, right? And if so, look at it back, and it gives us some information. So you start picking up these little pieces. The people that are gonna sell it, they're gonna give me the listing. They pay 611. So in 1998, they pay 600,000, and by now it's worth 830, 850. So they're making, a couple of, quarter of $1 million in profit. So remember, when you ask them, how much commission do you charge? Look at it. They're making $250,000. You think that they can spare, $40,000 in selling expenses? Certainly they do. Okay. So make sure that you always tell them, hey, come on, you bought it for 600, you get in it for 850. You can afford to pay 6% commission. Don't be cheap. Okay. The next website that I would like to go is Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, and then I'm gonna go to the CRMLS. Before I go to CRMLS, I'm gonna go to NAR, okay, which is everybody has access, okay? It's called the Realtors Property Resource, okay? And on here, of course, you do have to have a username and password. Every single member of the National Association of Realtors can apply to get this one. It is free. Just to mention a little bit, if you happen to do commercial, you can click here to the commercial side and it will give you for commercial property. So in the meantime, I am in the residential. So I am going to be putting my username and password, right? See, Aviles, and I believe that this is mine. Okay. And I come over here, oh, wow, it already has my Coldwell Banker George Realty logo. Once you sign up, you're gonna have your logo. You need to make sure that once you're here, you do fill in your information, get an account and fill in your information. And then you could always go and put the property address here. Remember that the address that we were checking was 1608 Geranio in Alhambra. And if we search there, this one will give me another value, okay? This one was 814, 910. So guys, look at it. The price ranges go from $814,000, 811 at Zillow, 811, 831 at the Redfin, between 751 and 877 at the other website. So now I have an idea that the houses in this neighborhood, this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, single family residence, 1,500 square feet. Okay, the value in that area is around 524, 525 per square footage, right? And those are information that I get. If I wanted to get a report here, you have to go and create a report. And there's a whole bunch of reports that you can do: a property report, a seller's report, you can do a property flyer. Of course, you need to make sure that you update all this information, right? It will have my broker logo. It will have my name, my phone number, my license number. I uploaded my photo. You need to upload your photo, put your phone numbers, and then here will be my profile. This is how my profile is going to look. I completed it. I put my website, I put Coldwell Banker George Realty website. So I do all this before my presentation. You make sure that you do it. Of course, they're going to ask you for your national realtor number, right? For those of you that do not have it, you could always get this number from the Board of Realtors, okay? They're the ones that give you this on your membership. You could also find this number on your invoice. Every year that you pay with this invoice number, and you put your last name and your email and all that other stuff in there. So some of the people will create a report. This one is one that gets information from public record and also gets information from multiple listing service, and they put it together. So this one is a pretty well done, and I rely a lot on this report. And as I told you, you could always go back to the report page. You can create a mini property report, right? And you can say, I want a mini property report on this property, and I want all of this, the subject property, property values, listing price. You can put it on, or you can take it off. This will be 2 pages of photos, right? So if I wanted to personalize it, I will put over here the name of my client, right? Sally Seller. Sally is always my good client. And the display, I wanted a PDF or if I wanted to have it emailed to me, it will send it to me. So if I wanted to run the report, it goes out there and it fetches the property. It will take a couple of minutes, as you said here, to pop up a message when it's ready. In the meantime, I am going to go to CRMLS, right? That's where everybody goes out there to get comparables. I failed to tell you that you could always go to your favorite title company person and get a property profile. You can get a property profile in a matter of minutes. They can email it to you, or you can go to the MLS and go to the tax information and get some information from there. I always like to get a physical property profile, and they'll deliver by the end of the business day before I go on my appointment. And it will be like I've done a lot of report and research, because I wanted to do showtime. When I go to the client's house, I gotta show them that I've done some research on their property, right? I want to make sure that they are looking at the property. And I went past one page. So let me just go back here. Okay, for those of you that do not know how to get a RPR, right here. Okay, so if you click over here, it takes you back to RPR. Okay, what I like about here is to do a cloud CMA. This is the fastest way to do a market analysis. So I will click on a cloud CMA. And on the cloud CMA, I am a lazy bum, so I'm gonna create a new report. This one is gonna be a new CMA, right? Of course, before you go here, make sure that you update your settings, your account settings. Okay, you need to put your photo. You need to make sure that you have that on your settings. Otherwise, you will be a report without photos. So the client name, it will be Sally, right? Sally is my seller. The subject property is 1608 Geranio, right? In Geranio, and it's not in San Gabriel, California. It's in Alhambra. Well, it's showing me that one, so I don't think that we're gonna go to it. Okay. And I'm gonna go to where it says you can enter the MLS numbers if you already have comparables, or you can go to the automatically, right? I like it to do automatically check listings near the subject property. I call it quick and dirty, okay? And then you go to the MLS. Now, if you want to pay, I always like everything that is given to me for free, not free. I already pay my dues. So this one is included with your dues. But if you wanted to pay extra and get a lot of Tom Ferry's presentation, you could always go Cloud MLX and you gotta pay, right? So fetch the listings, and I'm telling now Cloud CMA to go get my listings. In the meantime, I'm gonna go back to my report from RPR, and I'm gonna download it into the computer, and I'm gonna show it to you. So 1608 Geranio, here's my report. I'm gonna go to a listing presentation, and it's gonna look like I've done a lot of research, and I'm gonna tell them that this report, not Caesar, I don't care about the price. I wish I can sell it for $5 million, Mr. Seller. But the report, the National Association of Realtors and the Realtors report says that your house is worth this much money. Don't own the price. It's not up to you to own this price. It is up to somebody else's to tell them what the property is worth based on the information that we get from public records. You have to stress that in there, right? And so here's a report of the property. Your house is 6,300 square feet, you know, and he gives them all that information. And they says, hey, the market in here, when you bought it, went down in 2009, and then it went up and up and up and up. Okay, so he gives you an idea of what the square foot is. When he bought it, it was $141 a square foot, and today is almost $500 the square foot. And you also get where do they Pacific Bay is the lending company, and they have the name of the people that bought it at that time, and you get how many bedrooms and bath, and it gives you a whole statistics. For those of you that would like to learn numbers, hey, you can spend days and hours and the whole thing analyzing 1608 Gerania Drive, right? And it gives you where do they get the data and how do they update it and all that other stuff, and make you look like you are the big professional. And you can print this report and you have it in your hands when you go and talk to the client. You have to be looking like you're a first-class real estate agent. You do have reports and charts about their home. That's the reason why you don't get the full 6%. I mean, I always got my full 6% and I give them a discount of the 5% because I always went prepared with reports and charts, and all of my paperwork was already in folders. And I asked them, how much do you think your house is worth and where are you moving to? And I needed to know more information about them than just saying, oh yeah, your house is worth 300. They'll kick you out immediately. Remember, you're trying to earn, you're charging them $40,000 if this house sells, right? Between $40,000 and $60,000 is what this seller is gonna pay in commissions and fees and things that. And you, in 5 minutes, are gonna go there and say, "Oh yeah, your house is worth, 800." They'll kick you out of the house. You need to be able to establish a report and establish why Coldwell Banker George Realty, why Coldwell Banker in the entire picture of selling the house. So this is one of the reports that I will take with me, and convince them that they should be listing with me. The other one will be the Cloud CMA. So I go to Cloud CMA, and Cloud CMA will give me this information. Valley Boulevard, I know it's a condominium. I don't need it on my CMA, right? This one on El Molino, 900, I want it. This one on 999 Valley Boulevard, I know it's a condominium. Look at it, has a there, and it's only a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. So I take it off from my CMA. This one on Granada, it's way north, and I don't want it to be there because it's also a condominium. So I know the area. If I didn't know the area, I would be a little bit more confused. But since I know the area, I will take it off. This is a Prospect. This is in San Gabriel. I don't want it to show what's on the other side of New Avenue. 1215 Camellia. Yes, this one is a comparable. Jackson in San Gabriel may or may not be because of the square footage. Maybe I leave it there, and these ones are properties that are for sale. So I'm going to say this is the competition, very little competition, right? So this is properties that are pending. This is in Columbia and Rosemead. This is too close to the freeway. So you decide which reports you're going to say, and then you're going to customize this report. And of course, I'm not paying attention exactly to everything because it will take me too much time to do that. But then you're going to have title pages, cover pages, my agent, my resume, and you can edit the agent resume. And of course, I'm going to say wonderful things about myself, that I'm a real estate specialist, that I've been with Coldwell Banker George Realty, that I work in this business over 39 years, some of my education, some of my professional associations. And this is going to be a page that is going to be in my report. I will talk about the company, Coldwell Banker George Realty. It's the best company in the area, blah, blah, blah. I do those things. And I personalize it. This is how you edit, right? Cover letter. And I use the cover letter to remind me. For some of you that are familiar with the Mike Ferry script, I put the first statement of the script to remind myself that I better use it. And I go so excited to get your property on the market and getting it sold. So this one is just, I picked it up from a script, right? And now it's part of me. So when I go to the people's house, I greet them. I say, hello, good evening, or good night, or whatever words you're gonna do to say. Can I take a quick look at your house? I am so excited, right? I am so excited to get your property on the market and getting it sold, because my idea is I already wanna assume that they are giving me the listing before I walked out. And I explain them the reason why doing a CMA and listing sold and listing there. So I prepare that little letter. And then it will have other analysis over here. You can edit my marketing action plan. I picked it up from Mike Ferry right at the end. I said, I make sure that you get your check at closing, right? I want to, get that information across from the clients and prepare my CMA. So right here, I'm going to say publish the report. Of course, it's not going to be a complete report because I didn't spend the time to it, right? And this is going to be personalized to Sally. I can publish it, or I can view it online, or I can email the report. I can do a PDF link. I can send it into people and view it as a PDF. And the same thing, it's going to be a competitor market analysis based on 16 Geranio, and it's going to have their name over here, and it's going to have me and my company information here. There is the letter, right? Make sure that you update all your logos, right? My background and kind of like a resume of who I am, my company values, what is a CMA, and I explain to them, even if they know, I run it a little bit and I ask them, are you aware what is a CMA? It's called a competitive market analysis. I'm comparing your house with other comparable properties that have listed and sold in the vicinity. And then I say, this house is just like yours, right? All my information, in case I don't take the listing, and I leave this information with them, right? It will show a map. Here's your property on Geranio. It's close to the freeway. It's close to Valley. And these are the comparables. One on Camellia, right behind the shopping center, and one on El Molino, and blah, blah, blah. So you do the talking, and you say, this house is just like yours. How many bedrooms, how many bath, how many square feet? Very simple. This is how you explain the market analysis. This is a summary. Some people right here, I don't need to show the rest of the pages unless it's taking me a little longer to do that, right? If I don't get the listing at the beginning, of course, I'm gonna go over all the properties and look at how beautiful this house is, and it compares to you, and they want 900,000, or they close at $900,000 in December of 2020. It was built 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, so many square feet, and it stay on the market for 42 days. But your house doesn't look this nice. Your house looks dirty, so your house is cheaper than this one, whatever you're gonna say. And your house doesn't show a green grass, and then your house is not $800,000. So somewhere between the 800,000 and the 900 is where you're gonna be, right? For those of you that like to give a big gap of pricing, right? But you always, before you give your price, you need to know what they're thinking. How much do they want to sell? How much do they believe their house is worth? And whenever they tell you a price, you kind of like agree, nod it down. You say, great. So now let me explain to you. There's 2 kinds, fantasy land, what everybody wants, and reality, what the reports are showing, right? So you always blame it on the report. Don't say what Caesar believes your house is worth. It doesn't matter what Caesar thinks. I would love to take a listing for $2 million so I can make a 6% of 2 million rather than a 6% of 811. So whatever happens to be, look at this one, how beautiful, laminated floors and blah, blah, blah. And your house needs to have upgrades. So you go through the whole thing, and then you look at this one, crappy. I mean, they even have a wall heater, a fan instead of a central air conditioning. Take a look at all of the stuff that goes into a house. I mean, please, whenever you take a picture, don't take a picture with the toilet up and open, okay? Take a picture, lower the lid, okay? And then take a picture. Yeah, you can close the curtain too. It looks better, right? So make sure that you take pictures, nice pictures. Hire a professional to take pictures, okay? If you notice, look at these pictures. Look at this picture. They're paying you $40,000 of commission, whether you split it with another broker, whether you split it with the company. They're paying that, and look at the quality of the photos that you're doing, right? It looks like a junk. Look at the quality of this one, the first one. Look at this one. This one, they turn the lights on. I mean, the house is on angles. They take 1, 2, 3 of the same living room. The fireplace is on. Guys, you guys are in the business of showing property to the best light. That's what the seller wants. They want somebody that is going to get them the money. And then this is a complete report of all the houses that are for sale, the houses that are closed, and it looks real sharp when you show there. So when you're competing with the little company out there, you show up with a good presentation, chances are that you are going to get the listing versus somebody that doesn't have it. And of course, for those people that are very, you know, they like to look in the numbers, analyticals, then you show all these comparables lines and the percentages and how much the properties are selling for, and it's taking 27 days. Guys, properties are taking very little time. If they're priced right, they're selling. Okay. So closing, that is my marketing plan. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna submit your property to the multiple listing service. I'm gonna submit it to the Coldwell Banker system. I'm gonna put your property to realtor.com and Zillow, and truly I'm gonna promote your property at my company sales meeting. You know, when Doug, when me, when Lori would say, any new listings, that's your job to promote that property among ourselves. Okay, one of the big strengths of Coldwell Banker is that we're a company with 400 agents, and you say, Mr. Seller, if you list with me, 400 agents are gonna have listings, and they're gonna be working on trying to get you a buyer. And then you said the National Association of Realtors has three clients, three buyers. And so if you have 400 agents times three, that's potential of 1,200 potential buyers. If you go and list with ABC Realty on Valley Boulevard, they only got 15 agents, 20 agents, 30 agents, and you multiply that by three. So 30 by three is only 90. They have 90 potential buyers. We have 1,200 buyers. Who do you want to list with? Of course, Coldwell Banker George Realty agents. You have to have those things come out of your mouth almost automatic, okay? This is how when they say, oh, you charge too much commission. Yeah, look at it. The buyer's agent, the broker takes more than half of it. And then once I get my commission, my wife takes more than half of it. And then now Joe Biden wants to take more money away from me. So there you go. At the end of the day, I get nothing. So please don't ask me to reduce my commission. Okay, so if you wanted to show that and talk about commissions, you can keep it, you can cut it out, don't put it out on the presentation, and then you can have it on the side and then show it to them if the commission will become an issue, right? And then you said, hey, why do you need a real estate professional? Because we're trained, we are experts, we know how to do it. How do you price your home? So all of this is a huge report. You can take pages out, pages in. I mean, this one is 40 some pages, 43 pages of blah, 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 blah. Not everybody needs to have blah, 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 blah. You can take a listing with a blah, blah, okay, very quick. But you need to have the ammunitions. If you're gonna go to war, don't just show up with your, water bottle. Make sure that you have a gun. Make sure that you have a knife. Make sure that you have a machine gun. Make sure that you can radio and call the tanks. Make sure that you have a cell phone and you can call the Air Force, okay? Even if you only need one gun, right? Or a bottle of water and say, hey, I'm here to win the battle. If you win it with the water bottle, beautiful, okay? So let me get out of here, okay? And show you and repeat for the people that came in late. I am going to stop sharing my screen. And I hope that everybody is alive and full of energy and learning in this one. We have about 30 participants, 29 participants. And I thank you for coming to the Coldwell Banker George Realty training. Anybody has any questions so far? Okay, I'm going to put in the chat. Remember, what we did is we went to www.zillow.com, right? And we found out what the Zillow says that the property was worth, 811. Then we went to www, right, Trulia.com, and Trulia and Zillow happen to be in the same page, so that they tell me that the property was about 811. Then I went to realtor.com, right? And it's www.realtor.com. And for some of you, I sent out a list of all the websites, real estate websites. I hope that you can do that. Then remember that I went to www.rpr, narrpr.com, right? Or I click on the link when I was at CRMLS. I also went to, right, CRMLS and .com, and I went to Cloud CMA. Cloud CMA, and I did the dirty one, right? So those are the steps that I take before I go to the to a seller's property, right? I go and find out, because they can also go to the internet and they can also find out what Realtor.com says the house is worth. They can go to Trulia, they can go to Zillow, they go to all these places, guys. They go to a lot of places and they find out.
Stopping you. We can only see you. We don't see the share page.
I'm not sharing anything. I stop it.
Okay.
Thank you. I did stop the sharing. I put on the chat box. If you click on chat on the bottom of your screen and you go and read the chat, you will see that I said I went to Zillow, to Trulia, to Realtor.com, to NARRPR, right? I have a question here. It says, what would you say to someone who insists on their own asking price and will not take your advice? Oh, thanks for asking, Pam. I would say, you know, Pam, I appreciate that you wanted to sell your property for that much money. And if I believe that the property is within 5%, and remember, the market is very hot and there is no inventory, anywhere between 5 and 10%, and that's just Caesar's decision. You go to another agent, you know, you go to Ruben here or Frank Quintanilla, they're doing business all along, all day long, and they probably will say, I won't take it. Thank you for your time, and I'm out of there. But Caesar believes in, okay, if it is between 5 and 10% of the asking price, you know, 80,000 higher of the 800, and they say, Caesar, we would like to do it for $900,000. I would say, okay, let me tell you that the reports are showing, that your property is worth $811,000. I am suggesting that we put it on the market for $850,000. You want $900,000. Let me tell you, I'm with you. I am willing to take the listing for that price, but do not blame me if it doesn't sell, right? I'm going to say that from the beginning. I am willing to spend my time, my energy, my money without you spending a single penny. I'm going to market your property in websites. I'm going to market your property with my agents. I'm going to market your property by direct mail. I am going to make phone calls to my previous customers and let them know that I've taken a listing in Alhambra for your price. If it doesn't sell within 4 to 6 weeks, would you and I talk about pricing it back to the price that I suggest? That's something that I would say, Pam. Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm always, as I explained before, remember that I am not as analytical as other people are. So there are 4 personalities. There is a driver, right? There is an amiable. There is a expressive like I am, and there's an analytical, right? So analytical people are people that are like in the engineering, computers, numbers, accountants. They like to see, how come my house is this many square feet? And remember that we are in an area where there is houses of all ages. This is not an area where we have tract homes, right? That every single house was built by the same Toll brothers, the same square footage, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, right? And even then, there are different prices. So you're gonna be housing here in Alhambra that is a Spanish style, flat roof, and then you're gonna see one house that is English styles, you know, this type of roof. You're gonna go and see a house that was built in 1900, and you're gonna see a house that was built in the 1960s. You see houses in the 1940s. So it's all the changes, aluminum windows, remodel kitchens, remodel windows. I mean, it's a whole different. So it's very, for some of the people that are analyticals, they go and say, well, my house is 1,100 square feet, and that one 1,100 square feet sold for $1 million. Mine is worth $1 million. Maybe yes, maybe no. Your house is on the other side of the street. It's looking east instead of looking west. It is on another school district because you're in the Pasadena school district and you're not in San Marino school district. Those are the information as an agent that you need to know, right? If you're in Lower Azusa, you might be in El Monte School District, or you may be in Temple City School District. If you are in, I don't know, Monterey Park, you can send your kids to 2 or 3 high schools, right? Everybody go to Marquepo. The elementary schools are beautiful. The high school is the third, number 3 in the Alhambra School District, right? Alhambra High School, number 1, San Gabriel High School, number 2, and Marquepo will be the number 3. Not judged by me, but that's what I hear, right? So people in Monterey Park go to Marquepo. Oh, on Hellman, right next to the freeway. My kids are breathing all that lead from the brakes of the cars. I don't want to live in Monterey Park. I don't know. There's always problems about any house. My house has a view. Well, my house has a small backyard because I'm in the other side of the street and it's uphill, right? And when it rains, all that water comes down into my patio and I have to sweep the mud. I don't know. I mean, every house, as I mentioned before, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And that's why you have to be you have to be looking at houses. The best listing agent does a lot of house searching. And I know that today everybody's searching houses on the internet, and you learn how to do Google Maps and you look at a property. That's how you do it. In the old days, we used to preview properties. Every single house for sale in the city of Alhambra, believe me, I will take a look at it. The moment it goes on the market, I'll take a look at it. I make a mental impression and I say, crappy house, good house. Your marketing plan looks great. Can I get a copy? Tin, my marketing plan is almost verbatim from the Mike Ferry scripts. But a month ago, I mailed out the scripts and you should have a copy in your office. If you go to your front desk, if you walk into your building, make a left turn. Before you go to Doug Meyer's office, there is copies there. If you don't have one, you can send me an email and I'll send it to you. Can you put a clause adjusting the price for the beginning in case it doesn't sell at what the seller wanted from the beginning? Certainly you can do that, okay? I don't use it. There are other agents that will say listing price 900. And then you say we're in January 29. If on February 1, you put an automatic price reduction. I don't like those because I don't know what the market will do in 30 days and maybe my price will still be high. I'd rather leave it open and I say in a month, we will be talking about adjusting the price. And the two things that happen, right? You can talk to a seller about pricing, and you can also say, remember that whatever you are paying in commission has an effect on your price. When you pay low commission, you will get low price. Don't ask me why. I don't understand the real estate business after 45 years of being in it. But if you are cheap with the commission, you will get cheap agents coming for your listing. If you pay top dollar, there will be more agents going out there to show your property because they're fair. And let me ask you something, Mr. Seller. If you're applying for a job and this job pays you $30,000 and this same job at another company pays you $25,000, right? You'd see me 3% or 2.5%. Hello, which one would you go and apply first? And you shut up. They're gonna say, well, the 30,000. Therefore, real estate agents are greedy too. Tell them, I mean, we're greedy. Everybody, human is in human nature. We want to sell houses where we're gonna get the most money because when I make the money, I can pay my mortgage too, and my phone bill, and my car bill, and my kids' tuition. You know, people are people. What is my other question here that I have? Can you mark it? Looks like, can I get a copy? Can we do in-person previews or only online now because of COVID? Oh, you can do a personal preview, but you know, you need to do a PEAD form and go take a look at preview property. I would do right now a lot of computer previews because some of the good listing agents, they take professional pictures and they also do video showing. So you can see a house on those Matterport. So if you were to go to the screens, right? I'm gonna share the screen again, and I'm gonna go to the MLS, right? I go to the MLS. I go to the MLS here, and I'm looking for property, right? So I'm gonna search for properties in Alhambra, right? So I go with active properties, and then I'm gonna go to area 601. 601, it's Alhambra, I believe so. And I'm searching. There's 39 properties in Alhambra. All 39s. I mean, no big deal. You go through here. I hope you're seeing my screen. And then I'm going to go to 2nd Street, right? And I click on the listing and I go to the photos right here. I increase the photo and I looked at all the houses that are in that property, right? Okay, I look at the property on 2nd and I go and say, oh, nice. They got rocks on the front. Oh, the beautiful house, beautiful, engineer wood. They got a door. I looked at the windows. Look at this one. The window coverings are very nice shutters. So I take a look at that and I look at the condition of the walls, the central air conditioning, right? I looked at all that. I mean, oh, they got tile. You can sit. If you have an elderly person, you can sit and soap your toes. The house looks clean. Not very nicely property. Once I take a look at all the conveniences and all that other stuff, I look at all the photos, right? 17, 20 pictures. Great. It's in a nice area of Alhambra. Next, I go to the next listing, right? Next. And I will see all 39 listings in Alhambra. Okay, on Olive. So now I'm comparing that one with this one. I make the screen big. I look at the pictures and I say, wow, they got water. I would love to. This is my lucky day. I love the water. I got the money. All the money's pouring into this property because it's property. The floor is different. This one is a ceramic tile. I mean, you get to learn that by looking at properties. I've seen so many houses in my life. Now look at this one. They have speakers. Central air also, plus fans. Oh, this one is a nice one, and you get a nice little patio there. So I go like this all day long, looking at properties, and I go this one. Wow, they got a nice toilet, mirrors, bathroom looks nice, the features are nice. Okay. Then I go to the next property. That's what I do every day. I look for properties. I go here, right, on my searches, on my matrix, and then I get my hot list. And every new listing that comes along every day, I get an email, right? If I'm looking for houses in Alhambra, I specialize when I worked as a real estate agent in 5 cities. I lived in Rosemead before. I lived in Alhambra. I lived in San Gabriel. So Rosemead, San Gabriel, Alhambra. I know where the supermarkets are. I know the name of all the schools, right? Right on Norwood, there is a school called Ramona. Right by Granada, there is another one called Granada, and it's very close to Almanzor Park. And you can play golf in Almanzor Park, and you can play basketball in the afternoons, and they have a tennis court. And if you go to Monterey Park, they have a tennis club up above the hills. So I become an expert. I will take my lunch and drive around looking for houses for sale. Oh, that's a beautiful house. And then what happened? I looked at one house and it looked like it's falling apart. I park my car, I knock on the door, I look for the owner and I say, hi, I noticed that your house needs a little bit of improvements. I'm not selling roof, I'm not selling anything. When do you plan on selling this house? I don't know. Go ask that. I would stop in one house. Of course, Fridays, like this in the morning, every Friday between 9 and 12, I will be door knocking. It was my schedule. It was part of my discipline. But this is how you look at houses. So you get to see all 39 houses. You compare them and you say, wow, this one is in this complex. This one is on this one on Marengo. And pretty soon you get to learn the projects, right? And you say, oh, this one is right by here. And when you're driving and you go and have lunch at the noodle place on Valley Boulevard, you get a look at those properties and you go to this one, you say, oh, this one is on Cedar. Cedar is very close to Costco. Then I'll have a hot dog in Costco. No, they didn't have Costco back then. But that's what you do, right? You learn your city and you should become a specialist where you work, right? If you work in Arcadia, you gotta be a specialist in the city of Arcadia. You need to know when the racetrack is going on, right, Doug? So that's what you need to know. You need to know what's going on in your city. And then you need to know what's going on where you live, the city where you live, right? Because you get the little flyers, you get the little school notices, you get those things. And then any city in between, right? So I lived in San Gabriel. To drive to this office, I will take, don't drive the same street. I will take Valley Boulevard. I will take Main Street. I'll tell Mission. I will go to the freeway and go all the way to Garvey and come around on Garvey and then on Garfield. As many of you know, I worked for Coldwell Banker George Realty in 1996. So I've been here more than 20 some years as an agent. And then I'll take so many, every street coming to my office, I will make a left and a right and I will go around the block observing what's going on in my surroundings. Okay, so that's what I'll do, Pam, to look at properties, preview property almost all day long, all the houses that are for sale. And what I used to do is I used to go to the Association of Realtors. Of course, they don't have meetings right now, but Doug is aware in Arcadia. He will go every Wednesday to look at the properties at Caravan, and you see every new listing every week. So all you're looking at is at 5-10 houses every week, and then you know the inventory in your brain. And you know when somebody asks you, well, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom in Monrovia, and you say, boom, I saw one last Wednesday. Let me drive you there. Let me see if it's available. You call the agent, you open with your lockbox, you show the house, make a sale, collect the commission. That's how simple this business is, but you have to become a lifelong learner. I know that we got into this business for nobody to tell you what to do, and you wanted to be your own boss. I'm going to tell you 2 stories. Listen to the people telling you what to do. I'm not forcing you to do it. And the second part, having the time of your life and being your own boss with no money sucks. So tell your boss, which is yourself, every morning, go to work. Okay, I'm going. Okay, hurry up. You have to talk to yourself and make yourself a daily worker. You have to solicit for listings 2 to 3 hours every day. If anybody works full time, so anybody that tells me that you work real estate full time, you work 40 hours. Are you calling 40 hours? If you have no listing, that should be your job, calling for 40 hours, or you call for 20 hours and you preview houses for 20 hours. But Cesar, get off your horse. Any question? You see how passionate I am about the business. I love real estate. I mean, guys, I hope that I can, it's not that difficult, okay? If you wake up in the morning every single day and you say, I'm gonna work Monday through Friday, that's okay. If you're gonna work 7 days a week, that's up to you. If you wanna start at 7 a.m. and end at 7 p.m., that's up to you. Remember that you are the owner of your real estate business, right? So you make the decision. If you want to work part-time, more power to you. I'm working from 12 noon to 4 o'clock, but don't BS yourself. Work the full 4 hours, 1 hour calling, 1 hour preview, 1 hour preparing paperwork and understanding how the paperwork works, and 1 hour serving clients, okay? I was not the #1 when I was a listing agent. I got to sell my biggest year. I think it was 27 transactions, you know, but I always was in 17, 19, 23. I mean, I make a good living off of selling real estate, and it's just, I worked every single day. My wife went to work, I went to work, right? So it was the same thing. She provided for the house, I provided for the house, and we needed to pay our kids tuition, you know, and that's it. I took real estate as a job, and yeah, whenever I needed to take the day off, I said, okay, I earned a day off. For those of you that are not familiar with Mike Ferry, and I understand that some of you don't like him just because that he is old-fashioned, go to work, go to call, go to do this. It's fine. Just take some ideas. If you don't like Tom, listen to his son. I mean, if you don't like Mike Ferry, listen to his son, Tom. He is a little bit softer, huggy, and he doesn't tell you those things like go to work. He will tell you go spend some money in the Facebooks and the Trulias and things of the nature. That's up to you. Those for me are probably the best trainers. Oh, I don't like Mike Ferry. I don't like Tom Ferry. I don't like anybody to tell me it's against my culture. Okay, go to the CAR, go to the NAR, and there are trainings there, how to negotiate, how to find property, how to, you guys can spend 1 hour a week besides the 2 hours that you come into this training, and you can go to any other training. I'm going to share my screen and show you several places that I would suggest that you do, right? You go to, number one is going to be GRI, right? Real estate, just for the heck of it, right? Graduate of Realtors Institute. This one, yes, it is a designation by the National Association, and you can go here and learn, right, what it is, how to earn your GRI in your state, okay? This one will give you all that information. In California, there is a phone number, and there it is, Graduate of the Realtor Institute, and they have classes. You go to e-designations, and yes, they cost money. I'm pretty sure that now they're doing them online, and you're gonna learn a whole bunch of things. Webinar 1, Webinar 2, Webinar 3, okay? So this is something that I would suggest you guys to do. The second one that I would suggest you guys to do, right? You can go out there and go to the CAR.org, right? If you go to CAR, okay, you can do here, Learn and Thrive. Are you watching Learn and Thrive? There it is, designations and certifications, education calendar, and you have here everything you desire, right? Large apartment buildings, commercial property. If you want to, by the way, George Lawrence, for some of you, George was a manager of of George Realty before we became Coldwell Banker in San Gabriel. George is a very good teacher, you know, very nice guy, and he can teach you about large apartment buildings, right? Fundamentals of transaction coordinator, no, transaction coordinator, no. So you have all of these classes, right? You can register. Some of them you have to pay, some of them you don't, but it's education, right? If you go to CRMLS right here, right? The West San Gabriel Board. You go to the CRMLS and they have trainings right somewhere here. Help, news, logout. Let me see, where is it that I find?
And the little logo that says Realtors on the right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On the right here?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you, Sylvia.
You're welcome.
Okay, look at this one, education and commercial, education schedule. There we go, education calendar. This is at the West San Gabriel board. Okay, I don't like the people at West San Gabriel. I like Arcadia board, right? Arcadia Association of Realtors. Arcadia also has a tremendous amount of help, free, right here. Events, education, calendar. They also give you all that, okay? There is so much information out there, and you guys have to be, you are the owner of your business. If you guys were in the restaurant business and you're making tacos and you're making noodles and you're making, you know, Chateaubriand, French cuisine, you would need to go to events. You would need to go to other people's restaurants and eat and try the food, right? And if you drive a truck with food, you will go to the other truck and see what they do. Well, in real estate, it's the same thing, right? I will go to realtor.com and click on somebody and look at what they're doing. And then you say, ah, that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to pick it up, right? So these are links, right? National Association. This is if you are in Arcadia Association, the same thing. I don't like Arcadia. I don't like San Gabriel. Then you go to Tri-Counties, right? Tri-Counties Association of Realtors. And then Tri-Counties have everything the same, right? Calendar, education, look at it. You go to classes right there. Not only that, Lori puts out CRMLS trainings almost once a month. You know, what's his name? He's a good trainer. He comes to the office too, right? There you go. National Association. Center for Realtor Development, California approved courses. There they are. NAR courses. So you have no excuse not to learn how to become a better real estate agent. Look at webinar, winning your listing presentation. So you click on the video, right? It takes you to YouTube. You put the, and it get the webinar going, right? There we go. There is webinars about everything. Okay. So you have no excuse. And then one of the good things is that, yes, you're coming to training, but you need to go ahead and do it. And I want you not to be afraid, not to be afraid. Call friends, call family, ask them for business. You have to say, hey, don't forget that I'm a real estate licensee and I need business. I don't get paid until I take a transaction. Who do you know that would like to buy? Who do you know that would like to sell? If you don't want to say those two words, who wants to buy, who wants to sell, then start gossiping with your friends and say, who's getting divorced? And when they tell you who's getting divorced, you call the ex-wife and the ex-husband and say, hey, I heard that you're getting divorced. What are you going to do with the house? I'm in the house business. I would like to help you sell it, right? Or who's having a baby, or who's getting graduation, or who becoming a grandpa, who's becoming a grandma. Life. Joe and Peter and Bob will sell their home based on life events. And we have to be there. It doesn't matter whether, oh, it's a buyer's market, or it's a seller's market. I'm gonna wait until the right time when I'm gonna go to Europe. I mean, some people didn't get to go to Europe. They unfortunately got COVID and they passed away. They were waiting. Someday I become an agent. Someday I'll go and ask for listings. Guys, we have all the tools available to you. You know, when Teen asked me, where did you get your market analysis? I got it from, you know, CMA Plus. Where did you get your presentation? Easy. I go to my CB desk, right? When was the last time you were visiting this, right? And I'll tell you something. Of course, I put my, I believe that's my password. You go right here. If you don't know anything, when you land here, you see this? This is a question, searching, like a magnifying lens when you're looking, when you cannot see. And then you said here, listing presentation, right? And you click on listing presentation and it's gonna give you the results. List CB listing presentation. Maybe I'll take a look at this one. What is it, right? Uh-oh, return to desk. You lost your way. Okay. I'm looking for listing. Right. And here, guys, don't be afraid to click again. Let me look at listing presentation document. I don't know. This is global luxury. So I don't need the global luxury. So I keep on searching. And see, this is how you're supposed to be searching, right? Right? Listing presentation. I go to listing presentation and maybe I'll find one over here. This is global luxury. Let me go to this one. Is it taking me anywhere? Yeah, so CBA Moxie Seller. I don't even know what it is. It's a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so I'm going to download it on my desktop so I can find it, right? I'm going to download that listing presentation. And then once I have it there, I am going to go to my download over here and look for my listing presentation. It's a PowerPoint presentation. Is this what I'm looking for? Oh, bingo. I find it and I'm going to put enable editing. And then I'm going to go page by page, right? Coldwell Banker. And then I have to put the George Realty. So I'm going to be editing every page. And then over here, I'm going to type whatever you guys want to type. And then I'm going to save it, file, save as. I'm sorry? All right, so there will be your Moxie presentation, right? Do you want to save it? No, don't save it. Okay, so there you have it. It's a listing presentation. How long will I do it? Well, I don't know. It might take you 1 year. It might take you 20 years. But at the end of the day, you will have a presentation, right? Maybe you want to start this weekend. And maybe by Monday, you can give it to me. Maybe you start next week. And by next week, 2 weeks from now, it takes you 2 weeks to find out all the information, right? Internet marketing. Look at this one, rapid response. Look at this one. I'm going to market your home in a website. All of this information, you can also print it, right? And print one page and say, oh, I don't like the presentation. I'm going to make my own. Well, make your own. Little by little, you can make your own. I made my own long time ago. We didn't have all this business. So we used to cut with the scissors, put a glue, go to the photocopy machine, cut and paste. That back in my times, that's the way it used to be, right? I am going to create a three folder, right? A binder, right? I mean, Mike Ferry has one. He wants to promote himself. Well, this is how you can promote yourself. We have one about the company. Maybe you do one like this, and then you start putting it in a mail, and you mail out to all your friends, all your family, anybody that is in your Christmas list, and you say, I'm now in the real estate business. Who do you know that is getting divorced? Who do you know that is having a baby? Who do you know that is graduating from college? Who do you know that he lost a job? A lot of people are losing jobs, and they might have to sell their home and move to Texas. You know, they hate California and they lost a job. They're moving to Arizona. A lot of people doing that. Don't worry. We have enough people coming to California across the border. And they will, you know, and planes and automobiles are coming to California. So no matter how many people leave California, we will still be here. Okay. Let me stop sharing. All righty. I went over 13 minutes on my presentation. Good morning, Alex. It's so nice to see you. Any questions? Okay. Anybody has any question? Did I scare you off?
No, you did not.
Good.
I was gonna ask you, are you gonna touch up on the e-signatures at all?
Yeah, yes, that's why I said I went over 13 minutes. It's 11:13. I wanted to go for one. I was gonna go. Can't get recording. Kathy, cannot get recording of these classes? Very simple. Okay, so here's what you do. I am going to share my screen again, and I'm going to show you how to find all these classes that are available. So I'm sharing. As you probably know, you look for the internet. So you go to the internet page. You go to beautiful YouTube, right? You go to YouTube. When you go to YouTube, open up YouTube. And of course, I have all kinds of things on my YouTube, you know, Climate Hassle and all that other stuff. This is where I go for, I got my ferry and I go on vacations, whatever. So I'm going to put search over here. I'm going to search, and I'm going to search for Coldwell Banker George Realty. And of course, I know that is there. Training. Right? And when I go there, I put my enter key, and I end up on a lot of Coldwell Banker. Of course, it says Redfin, Open Door. These people are advertising. But if you notice, look at this Coldwell Banker George Realty. It has the new logo. If you see the new logo, then go there. If you go here, see Friday training, working with sellers, all of this one, Friday training, resources and tools. There they are. So do not go to this one. This was a James Pye. This is 3 years ago, but if you wanted to listen to him, it's very boring. It's not like me. No, I'm just kidding. So you go to the Coldwell Banker training, and there they are. And they go by date. It says 2 weeks ago, a week ago, and it will tell you, it says CBGR Friday training 01/15/2021, right? Friday training 11/13/2020, 11/06/2020. So every single week, we try to put it in there. And of course, it's about 2 hours, But remember that you can go and you can also advance it and listen to you at your pace. Did that answer your question, Kathy? Okay, so let's go. Beautiful. Thank you for coming to the training, Kathy. I love it. I like everybody that comes in and sharpen your skills, because you can cut more trees when your knife is very sharp. You can kill more people when your knife is very sharp. So always sharpen your skills. Your job is easier, rather than killing somebody with a bad knife. You do it with a good knife, with a clean gun. So what I'm going to do, the other one is I'm going to do an e-signature, right? And I'm going to explain to you, there are a couple of signature places, a whole bunch of them, right? So I'm going to share the screen again. And I am going to, of course, I'm going to close so many of these ones that are open. I close the desk and my tab and the education because I have too many open. My internet is going to be so slow, but I am going to open up a new tab. I open up a new tab. And when I'm here, you can even go and put, hold on a second, okay? Let me mute everyone. Okay, those of you that are cell phones that I cannot mute you, please mute yourself. Thank you. I'm gonna go back to sharing screen. I'm gonna go and share the screen. And you can put here, right? Electronic signatures, right? If you put electronic signatures, look at it. There are a whole bunch of things. DocuSign is the biggest. They also advertising. DocuSign, you have to pay. I don't like to pay extra when I know that I'm getting another service almost free, right? In the old days when television was free and you could put an antenna in your house, I never paid for cable. My kids never got to see cable TV because it was free. Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 5, there was Channel 11. When I grew up in my country, we only had two, Channel 2 and Channel 6, I think. And that was it. So my kids have more than plenty. That's how they got to live life. Now they can afford themselves their own cable. That's up to them. Look at this one, electronic signature, DocuWare, digitalizing files, data bank, Panadoc, all of these ones, Acrobat, it's electronic signature. A lot of services are out there. You need to pay extra. I don't like that because two ways. You get them for free, right? But let me show you. DocuSign, when you go here, it says free. I don't believe it, but you can go here. You have to register your name, your last name, where your email, whatever it is, and you can get started. This is for DocuSign, right? People like American Airlines, people like Yamaha, they use DocuSign. Every doctor out there, every bank out there use some sort of electronic signature. So now, because of pandemic, this has become more of a necessity. I like to get two. Number one, I go to www.zipformplus.com, right? And everybody, oh, this is no good. I must have missed. Okay. When I land on ZipForm, I always like to go to ZipForm through the Coldwell Banker website. And as I told you, I have too many things open. My username is my first name, my last name. My password is something that I picked. Okay, I sign in to here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm only gonna go and do one document. And I'm gonna go between my personal email and my Coldwell Banker email. I think that that's the way, so don't get lost. I am going to continue to a transaction. I am going to create a new transaction. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put new. It's gonna be a new purchase. I am gonna call it training e-signature, right? I gotta put residential. I believe that I have to put a transaction later on, but I am going to put save, right, to the transaction. So once I go to training, I did not apply no templates because I only want to work with one document. So I am going to go to cesaraviles@coldwellbanker.com. That would be me. And I need to add another person. I am going to call buyer number 1. I am gonna call him, what am I gonna call her? Buyer Caesar. Okay, so it's no confusion. And then this guy, I am gonna give him an email. His email is gonna be Cesar Aviles Realtor at gmail.com. Okay, at gmail.com. I'm gonna save it. So now I have 2 people. Was there at least, okay. Buyer Caesar, where is me? Where is me as an agent? Hold on a second.
The parties, you have to add the parties.
Do I have to add me as an agent or was
Yeah,
I?
see where it says parties?
Yeah,
parties.
it's right here.
No, above it. See where it's right there, it says parties? No, where summary, right there, parties, add
Yeah,
yourself.
Yeah, but why do I need to add myself when I have a buyer?
Because you have to, because you wanted to add a second person.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but I thought that I came in as an agent. So selling agent and broker, I have to add myself there. Okay, so I am Cesar Aviles here, and I have an email, and my email is caviles@coldwellbanker.com. Let me get this other one. I'm gonna put Cesar.aviles@coldwellbanker.com. I have several. Okay, so now I have 2 people. I am gonna save, right? So now I have the listing, the selling agent, me, and the buyer, okay? So now I am going to go to the documents, and I am going to be getting an agency from here, right? So I go over here and I look for an agency disclosure, okay? This one is firm to the seller, so I'm gonna grab number 2, which is to the buyer. The form is there, got it? So when I go over here and I click on the form, I take a look at it and I say, yeah, this is gonna be buyer Caesar, and this is gonna be me as an agent. So the company here, I'm gonna put Coldwell Banker George Realty, right? And since I already spelled it before, Coldwell Banker George Realty, and Coldwell Banker George Realty license. So I'm preparing my whole document, right? And then here's gonna be mine, and it's gonna be Cesar Aviles here, and then buyer Cesar over there. So once I complete my documents, or once I complete all of the documents here, right? I am going to go to the e-signature, right? Full screen. I completed the documentation. This is the buyer, Caesar, and then this is me as an agent, okay? So when I go here, I am going to go to e-signature. I am going to click to where it says e-sign. When I go to e-sign, okay, I am gonna say, what is the name of the package? So I don't lose it, I can name it anything I want. Right now is name disclosure. I am gonna call it training 1. That will be the name of my package. So when it comes back into the transaction, I'll be able to find it, right? Also, I wanted to let you know that the services that I'm gonna be using, look at this one, signing service. There are several here. DocuSign, I have to pay, right? Powered by Sign, Digital Ink 1 is one of the ones, and Digital Ink 2 is AuthentiSign. These people may charge me. I have no idea. So I'm gonna go with my old one, which was Digital Ink number 1, right? Now, it says over here, choose a folder for return signed documents to go into automatically. If I want all the documents to go to a folder, I can click here and I can create a folder in my transaction, okay? And I can name a folder. So I want it to go into the main folder. There is gonna go. Or if I wanted to go here, I can name other folders, right? So it's coming back to main folder to archive. There we go, and it's done. So when everything comes back, it's gonna come back to that main folder. If I, for any reason, I wanted to add the Coldwell Banker George Realty addendum, I can go and select a document here. I can also go outside, right? I'm gonna select this document and I can go and get an external document, any document. I'm gonna browse for that document into my computer. I can go to Dropbox or Google Box or whatever. I browse for this document and I go to that document, right? And I can go for that document. And if I look for it, I don't remember if I have it here, but it might be, I call it Coldwell Banker. I have too many. Coldwell Banker George Realty commission invoice. Let me get that one. Okay, no big deal. There we go. So there will be two documents now, right? Oh, has an invalid extension, only PDF. It has to be a PDF to add it here, but you got the idea that I can add another document. So now I only have the disclosure right in there, so I'm gonna close it. Look at this one. I'm selecting the forms. That was the end. Now I'm gonna move to number 2. Who is supposed to sign this document, right? Remember that when you're doing, you need to have buyer number 1. If you have 2 buyers or 3 buyers, you have to have 3 different emails. Every person has to have an email, okay? So I'm gonna go to next over here. Now, the buyer can be found at cesaravilesrealtor@gmail.com. So he's gonna be signing. And remember that the agency, I have to be signing too, right? So I'm looking for the email, this one. If for any reason you forget one person that needs to sign it, you can click over here and you would need to add, who are they? Another signature here, but I don't have that. So the buyer will sign here and Cesar will sign here. Got it? So I'm gonna put close. There's only 2 people signing this document. Okay, so.
Quick question for you, Cesar.
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying that that digital 2 or the digital 1, you know how you have it on the before screen?
Yes.
One there in the future they're going to charge us for?
No. Right now, okay, look at this one. Cybersecurity protection is charged. What I said is if you use DocuSign, there is a charge for it.
But the other 2, no.
The other 2, no. It is included with your dues to have zip form.
Okay, and one quick question on that too. Now, the 1, is it gonna go away and that's why we're now training on that 2? Or is that, or we have those choices for good? Because I know now we have to use that 2, but right now it's still giving us the option to use 1. Is it gonna go away?
I have no idea. That's a question for CAR.
Yeah.
That's a question for next time you see Thomas Wong or Nanette, some of those people that are close to the board of realtors, ask them. I have no idea. They haven't told me, right? So right now, I selected the parties. So far, they haven't charged me. I do not know. I could check on 2 the next time around. So now, you go to next. On next, it says here, add signatures, right? Because the program already inside the training signatures, this one already has the signatures in place. If you go down to the, see, buyer Cesar will sign here and they put a date on the date, right? So you don't need to move it. It's already there. And they already put my name here. But if I wanted to change this, I could always put, I need an initial. Look at this one, initial. I would like to have an initial right in here. I can move it, and then see, buyer Caesar will initial here. And then I need another initial. I grab the initial and I put it right next door on the, see here. And did you see that it has buyer Caesar? Oh, that is no good. So let me cancel this. Cancel, yes. I still have buyer Caesar here. What happened with my delete? Please confirm. Yeah. You wish to permanently delete the field. Yeah, I need to delete the field. So now I need to put here. So remember here, who is there on the top? Buyer Caesar. I need to grab Caesar agent. And I grab the initial. And now when I put it here, I got buyer Caesar initialing and then Caesar agent initialing the document. Got it? If I wanted to put a date over here, then I go over here, or a text or a checkbox. I move the checkbox and I put a checkbox over there. And there will be a checkbox for this checkbox belongs to Caesar agent. If I wanted to put a checkbox for somebody else, I delete it. And then I change the party that is signing. So if you have 3 people or 4 people, make sure that all the signatures are in the right place. Okay. So right now we have this document. Let me delete it. And let me delete this. Right. So when you're using digital ink, because it's provided by these people, they already know the forms and you don't have to locate them. You don't have to put the signature here. If you don't want it because it's too big, you could always make it a little smaller, right? And you can just move it. And then you can delete it if you wish, but no, we don't want to delete it, okay? You could also move this one over here, over there, in the middle. You can make it very little, very small, right? And it will be there. And then the date and time will be on the date. Now, if you go to the other transaction, the other document, Consumer Privacy Act, I don't believe that the agent needs to sign it. So the program already put buyer Caesar there and put the date. So now that I review my documents and I say, yes, they are in the right place, I am gonna move to next. And when I move to next, it's send it. Okay, so hold on a second. Let me move this out of here. Okay. So you see that it says send? Yes.
I have a question. You mentioned it to add another document, which you were looking for the amendment Cowe Bank just ruled to you didn't find it. But if you find it and you load it over here, we still need to put the address of the place and everything.
Yes.
Okay. How can we add the address and the name of the person?
Okay, Alex. So let me go back and let me go back. Do you want to save it? The changes, I'm going to say no. I'm going to go back. Okay. I'm going to go to where you wanted to go. Select documents to include. I'm going to add an external document. Now you're making me work a little bit harder, Alex, because I need to find a PDF document. Okay. So I'm going to go to my documents in my computer. I'm looking for my documents and I don't remember where I have it, but I will find it, Alex. Don't worry about it. I find everything in my computer. It has to be a PDF. So why hers? I want one that is
Those
small.
red ones, the red
I
ones.
know that the red ones are, but I don't want to put a,
Anything, yeah.
AIR commercial. I'm trying to find for someone, right? So
Right.
I'm trying broker, associate, license assistant, buyer counter offer. I'm looking for a document that is not a CAR document, okay?
Right.
Why don't I'm gonna do this one, okay? It's a stupid business card order form, Alex, okay?
Okay.
And then this one, I'm gonna put it over there. Is that the file name? Upload the file. I'm gonna say okay, and that is being uploaded, Alex. And so this one is it's a CAR form, a zip form there, and the other document that I'm adding is a PDF. Remember, it has to be a PDF document. And it had a lot of graphics, so anyway, it's taking a little longer. But anyway, once you save it, it says here saved. What happened? There it is, see? So I'm gonna close here. So this one and this one, right, Alex? You see them? when I go
Yeah.
select the documents to include,
Yeah,
I'm gonna include them.
okay.
Where are they? Select the parties. Let me see if I get both of them. Okay, so buyer is gonna sign, and then Caesar. Okay, they've been added. So I already got the people that are gonna be signing. Hopefully I attach the document, Alex. The ones that are, there it is. So the ones that are the disclosure regarding agency and the CB order form, do you see it that is gonna be here?
Okay,
They're already on PDF. So this one automatically knows where the signatures are going, right?
yes.
It already applied the signatures. But the document that I added, which is the order form, right? It doesn't have anything, Alex, right? So I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna put a text box. Agent's name. You cannot place a text, you have existing signature or initial. Hold on a second, hold on a second. What is, I wanna be able to read this crap. Okay. Oh, okay. There, sorry. First of all, I gotta get signatures, Alex. So the signature is gonna go here, okay? You see me?
Yep.
The signature and the date is gonna be here. And then now that I can have a signature, I can put the name, the text box. Now it allows me to get a text box, and you grab it and then you move it, Alex. Up. You grab it and you have to hold on to the, you left click your mouse and you move your mouse up here. And then here, the name of the agent, okay? So only buyer Caesar can put the name here and fill in that box. If I wanted to add, so let me change it to Caesar agent. Got it? When I put here text, I'm gonna put it here. Okay, sorry, you cannot if you have existing signature. Okay, so I need to have a signature for Caesar. Okay, those are the rules, Alex. You have to have the people that have signature are the people that can add boxes, so text boxes. This one is buyer, this one is agent, okay? So when it is my turn to do it, that's when I'm gonna fill it in. So now I'm gonna send the document, Alex. Okay? And you put here, please complete it. You can type it. You can tell them here.
Diríamos como a las 10 de la mañana, tal vez.
You can say 10 a.m.
Entonces usted me llama para recordarme, Juan, ¿ok? Por favor.
Okay.
Gracias.
Llámame. Call 10 a.m. Call Alex. Right? So you write this information here and you put sending it. So the e-signature package was successfully started. Remember that is going to go first to buyer Caesar, and then it's gonna go to agent Caesar. So I happen to be, and I call and I say, hey buyer, I just sent you an e-signature. Make sure that you do it. If it goes into your trash box, make sure that you do it. It's gonna be coming from ZipForm. So I'm gonna close my computer, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna go to my email, and I go here, and I'm looking for my email. And all of a sudden I go to my email. This is my personal email, and the client is gonna get ZipLogic, your document ready to review. So I open it up. I said, please sign the documents. This is what the buyer does. The buyer comes up into this screen. Okay, the buyer need to read the legal consent. I authorize whatever to sign. I agree. So this is what you need to be telling your customer. You're gonna get something from Digital Ink. Make sure that you read the legal consent to be using electronic signature. Then you have to accept that. Otherwise, if you don't accept it, you don't do it. So now I'm gonna put next. Are you okay with that signature? Yes. If you don't, if you want to get a custom signature, you can look for the one you like, right? I want to draw my own. If you happen to have an iPad, you can draw your own and go like this and sign like when you go to the supermarket or the bank. Most people tell them use the default one, and it says, let's go. Remember, the one that is signing here is the buyer. Let me review, or just go. If you review, it shows you the document. Oh, I can read it. And it's creating the other document, that the transfer disclosure. Alex, got it? And there are boxes. See, I can sign here. All right. I agree with the purchase agreement. I agree with the counter offer. I agree with the document. Now I'm going to go and sign it, right? So hold on a second. What was I supposed to be doing here? Next. Now I need a sign. All you need to do is click your mouse where it says sign. There you go. I go next. Sign what I need to sign. I go next, and the document moves. On the here is where I have to type, Alex. That's why when you're going to be using boxes, you better be the one signing first. Always the agent sign first, okay? So I put it backwards. So whenever you're going to do the disclosure and you're going to put the address of the property, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, Garfield, whatever. And then the signature. So this should be you as an agent. And it says you have finished signing. Do you want to stay here? You want to finish? I want to finish. Once I finish, okay, now the document, it says buyer, thank you for signing online. The next person, which is Cesar Aviles Real, has been notified by email at cesaravilescobalbanker.com. Thank you for submitting your signature. And that is all I got to do. Close, and I'm out of here. Okay? You
Correct.
got it?
Got it. Thank you.
This is what the client does. So now this is agent. The client calls you, hey, did you get the signature? Yes, I signed it already, Alex. Go ahead and present it. Good luck, whatever you're going to talk about it. So now as an agent, I can go to my mail, right? This is my Outlook email, my office email as an agent. And I got, don't worry about it. I was working on my junk email. And you said the same thing. Zip-up Digital, receive a document, right? And so now, as an agent, I am going to go and sign the documents. Once I see it, it's already going to be signed by the person that signed it originally. But you're supposed to do it the other way around. Remember, right? I read the legal consent. I read it 250 million times. Anyway, I agree. I will put next. I will use my default signature with Cesar Aviles CA. Let's go. I don't need to review because I already reviewed this documents, Alex. I already know what it is. I'm just gonna go. And I see where it says agent, Alex. Sign. Sign. Oh, I need to type something here. Remember that I was supposed to type, and I'm gonna say listing, right, or whatever. My signature goes there, and I put next. I needed to sign there, and then I need to finish. And I'm closing. I'm out of that. So the client signed, I signed first, and the client should have signed, right? And then I need to go to my zip form. I go to zip form plus now as an agent. I log in. I am going to go to my transaction. Ouch. Let's call Edgar. No, I'm just kidding. You have to be patient, right?
Sisters, me ask her while we are waiting. When is this class gonna be available in YouTube?
Probably in the afternoon because they send me an email and then I have to work on getting it loaded, okay?
All right, thank you.
So let me see if I can refresh.
Well, since I mean, while you do that,
There we go, Alex.
I'm gonna let everybody know a trick that I learned from another agent. Sometimes when you send an email and you select the parties, sometimes it says each party had to have at least one comment to do. And let's say, for instance, in one of the pages, you need only the signature of one person, but it cannot go because the other two persons, they have no comment over there. So this savvy agent told me that time, I said, what you had to do is just click initial, just put it on the bottom of the page, you know, small, your initial and the other party initial. So you have a command over there so the document can go. I don't know if you follow me when
I follow you a little bit, Alex, but all you need to do is you have to delete whoever, when there is a party that doesn't have to sign, you delete them from that page when you review the document, Alex.
Yeah, but if you send in you get the package and you send it to the three of them at the same time. You know what I mean?
But
So
it
each
does,
party had to do something on each page.
each party has to do something and it goes party number 1 and then party number 2 and then party number 3.
So
So
let's say in one of the pages.
okay, let me do this, Alex.
Okay.
I am going to go the right way and then people practice and then you learn a whole bunch of things to do.
Oh, yes.
So I'm gonna go back to my training e-signature, right? When I load on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back to where is my documents. And if you notice, there is a folder, right? So here is the Cobo Banker form and the digital ink audit trail. This one will tell you what's happened, who signed, who doesn't sign. If you go over here and open this, it will tell you who signed first and who signed later, okay? This is just for audit. When they say, oh, I never receive it, see? It tells you when did the person got it, when da-da-da-da-da. I mean, it tells you everything. All the computer writing, who signed it, and you know, the second session, ID 21 at 7:38 p.m., Greenwich Meteorological Time, all that thing gets recorded by digital signature. This is whenever you gotta go to court and you say, I never signed that document. They're gonna go and say, oh, Mr. So-and-so, right here is where buyer Caesar signed the document, this time, that, and you can say, well, my computer was off, I was sleeping, okay? Of course, that's gonna be for court, but this is how the whole people, 59 pages just for those two signatures, Alex. Can you imagine? Okay, so there on the e-signature, you can find the block, right? You can click, let me go where, if I went too fast on you, right? You can go to open up the document, right? You can go back to your e-signature and click on the e-signature. And did you see the package? Hold on a second. You see this package?
Yes.
Name training. So you can put the property address, and when you go and open it, it will give you the documents and we can check them here. There we go, the disclosure. Already signed by buyer Caesar, already signed by me. And voila, it's done. And then if I click on the document, I go to the CB business card order form and I go here, it's already completed at the bottom. Buyer Caesar did it. They put the property address there. Caesar, the agent, put listing, and we got it done. See how easy it is. Now, I am going to show you something very important. Let me get back to my dashboard. Okay. I want you to look at this. Last class when I was teaching, you can go here where it says training tools. And right here, there are trainings, okay, that you can do. Forms advisor, form tutor. Now, you could also go outside of here where you go and put help. And it's a learning center. Of course, it will take you out of broker version and it will take you to the zip forms. And here you will tell you how to do basic navigation, how to learn, how to access forms, working with forms, transaction management, how to get all of this information, okay? If you don't go and practice on your own, you will never learn. You need to do it. You need to make mistakes. As you probably seen with me, I go click here, I click there, if my computer starts going around, I turn it off, I turn it on, I kick it. It's just the way that you need to learn. You need to put your hands into your computer and make mistakes. And if it doesn't go, try again. If it doesn't go, try again. If it doesn't go, go ask questions, okay? I'm gonna stop sharing and I believe, okay, Melissa Wang says, is the authentic sign different from Ziploc digital ink? My understanding is that is yes, it's another provider, okay? And so there is another one. Try it and see where it takes you. And before you hit the send, and before they ask you for a credit card, walk away, don't do it. So over here, it says, what is the best way to get signed for multiple clients, 4 clients? All you need to know is you have to have 4 signatures. You need to have each person, it's a party to your transaction. Remember, you need to add buyer number 1, buyer number 2, buyer number 3, buyer number 4, and each one of them has to have an email. And I would,
Caesar, that's
yes.
me, my questions. In the past, it would not work, and I call help, and they said the system is not ready or doesn't have that answer. So you cannot, I don't know if you found out now that you cannot have the like 4-party or 5-party sign at the same time.
King, you know more than I know. So I'm going to pray. And I do not know if you call the help desk, they're the authority. They know more than I know. And if they don't have it for 4 clients, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to have 2 transactions and 2 people sign on one and 2 people sign on another one. I do not know, but I'm going to give you a solution. Okay.
Yeah.
The solution is that maybe you don't use this and you go and print your documents or you email the documents to them, that you tell them, print them, sign them, scan them again and send them back to you. That's one way to do that, right?
Yes, that's what I did. Yeah.
That's what you did.
So
And the
no
other one,
e-sign, no e-sign.
no e-sign. The other one is you pay for DocuSign and you can put an unlimited amount of people, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, that's another way to do it.
Yeah.
You can sign up for DocuSign for free. I think they give you a couple of signatures for free, right? And you can do that. So you can go to DocuSign and sign up and then cancel. Use it one time and cancel. If that's what you needed, you can do that. But this class was also, it is only 5 minutes, but I wanted to go and share my screen and take you to another place that is available. So this one is only available if you have a SkySlope account. If you have a SkySlope account, and the people that have a SkySlope account are people that have listings or that have sales, right? Unfortunately, if you're a new agent, we haven't assigned you one because we pay $10 per person per month, and it is very expensive to do that when you have close to 400 agents. So you log in into your SkySlope. You, of course, put your username and password. Right? And here, if you have a transaction, you can go to your transaction. Of course, I have a whole bunch of things. here, you can go to a transaction and from the transaction, go to the digital signature. Or you can go to DigiSign right here. It says digital signature. When you go to DigiSign, you will create a new envelope. Of course, I have a whole bunch of people. I have 210 pages of documents that are signed and signed and signed and signed. And he keeps them here, you know, Betty Fong and Sherry Hill and Angie Bao and escrow. I sign commissions all day from here. So I am going to go to my DigiSign. I'm going to create a new envelope. And it asks me for a property, filter by address. Let's say I don't have an address. I'm just going to sign a document. I'm going to put no property. And even if I have an address, I will not put it. I will do that and I'm going to upload. And I'm going to upload the document. And on this one, so I can upload whatever documents I want, right? This one is blank document. Okay. That's just a black document that I was working on. Maybe doesn't have where to sign. I would next, very easy. Who's gonna be signing me? And then I'm gonna put a new recipient. I'm gonna have Alex Arguedas. Fortunately, because Alex, I know that he had an account here. He is, let's say he's gonna be other, or he could be an agent, or he could be a buyer. I can select them, whatever I select them. Alex, whoop, new recipient. I'm gonna put Alex Arguedas. I'm going to save it. He needs to sign or he gets a copy only. So he needs to sign. I'm gonna put Alex, select one. He is a agent and he's gonna sign and I'm gonna put save. So Caesar will sign and Alex will sign and I'm gonna put next. And so this is the document, right? Very easy. I want to have Alex's signature here. I'm going to put Alex's signature here. And then I'm going to put Caesar's signature here. So I'm going to click on signature and put, oh, but it's Alex. See the name? So who's going to be signing? I go over here and I put Caesar. So Alex is going to sign over here. Caesar is going to sign over here. I want initials. I want to put initials over here. This one is Caesar. No, Caesar is going to initial here. And then I'm going to put initials over here, but this one is Alex. So I need to change it to Alex. So Alex is going to sign here. Caesar is going to sign here. I need the date. Okay, so the date for here, Alex date is going to be here. I wanted to put it right below him. And then I'm going to have the date sign here for Caesar. So I'm going to change the signer, right? So I have all that. And then I'm going to put here next, send it. And I'm going to say, Alex, please sign. Right? You can put over here, whatever you want, send for signatures. The good thing about it is that when you're signing into the program, it says, woo, that was easy. I can sign it now. I don't have to wait for my email. So I said, sign it now. And I'm going to sign with this signature. I pick my signature. I agree to sign electronically, and I can start signing. Here, I can put signature goes there, my initials goes here, and I'm going to submit it. It's already went. But Alex have not done it. So if I wanted to get that one from, I'm going to say the send one, Alex, please sign. So if I go here, I don't have Alex's signature. It's easy to, I can do that. It's a completed. It's not completed yet. Alex haven't come back.
I got it, Cesar.
You got it? Well, then sign it.
Let me review it right now and sign it. I have to send it to the lawyer first, okay?
Okay.
All right, started. Okay, let's go
Click,
with,
click, click.
I agree. And start. Click over here, submit. I'm done.
So you're done. So I'm still, maybe I need to refresh, right? Because I send it to, I sent to Alex. Let me see if it's completed. Oh, there you go. Look at it. Alex already signed. If I wanted to see the document, it already have the verification down here. Caesar signed, put the day and initial. Alex signed, put the day and initials. Very quick. And on this one thing, you can put as many signatures as you wish on the document. So that would be one way to do it, okay? Let me go back to stop sharing because it's 12 o'clock You see how
Okay.
easy it was with DigiSign?
Yes, sir. It was very easy.
Okay. Any questions before we close the class? Okay, guys. As I said, the training will be in the YouTube. You're welcome to do that. If you have a question, guys, do it with your wife, do it with your girlfriend, do it with your boyfriend, do it with your significant other, and say, I'm gonna practice, I'm gonna create a little document, the purchase agreement, and I'm gonna signature, put my signature, send it to that person. Make the practice, see how it goes. If you have a problem, call the help desk. If you have a problem, you can call Doug, you can call me, you can check with somebody, Becky in Arcadia, Tuhan, Anna, Marisela, Ted will help you. And you, Alex will help you.
Yep.
Okay, so we're here to help each other out, but you have to practice. If you don't practice, you will never get to the hang of it. Adults, just like anybody, do not learn by listening to Caesar for 2 hours. Remember, Caesar's is not the best teacher. If you don't understand Caesar, it's not because of you, it's because Caesar is not teaching you maybe the right way. I was not trained to be a teacher. I only teach from my own personal experiences. And I was a real estate agent and I was frustrated, and I love to help people, and I will help you. Doesn't matter. So I appreciate everybody that asked a question, because with one question we all learn. If you once you become better at it, then you can ask Alex for all the tricks, okay? And all the tricks of the trades. I have a whole bunch of them, Alex, that I can teach you, okay?
I'm gonna stop by later on you on about the next week at your office, and you can teach me.
Okay. So having nothing else to say, these were just my personal comments. It is no legal advice. It's been recorded for Coldwell Banker George Realty use only. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. And let's make phone calls, talk to your friends, your family, and have a wonderful real estate weekend.
Thank you, Cesar. Enjoy your weekend.
Take care, buddy.